Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with My Hero Academia Season 7 Episode 1 reaction. Season 7, damn, it's been a long, journey. Obviously it's continuing and I'm excited to see what happens in this season. Season 6 was actually really good. I loved how, it had like quite a lot of things. Like it was basically like just like full on battle after battle. And it was pretty like the whole season was emotionally charged, like quite emotionally charged, and quite a few new developments happened, a lot of new things we got to see. And yeah, so let's see what happens. Oh, and the whole like thing with Deku as well, when Deku kind of went alone, like a little bit rogue he went, and that part was also really good. So and I've heard people say that this season is even better, so I have high hopes for this. So let's see what happens. And yeah, let's see how this goes. So this is episode 1 of season 7. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Oh, it's Deku's room. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Beyond. Okay, opening. Okay. Wait, whose voice is this? Wait, is this TK? Wait, what was? Damn, this TK, isn't it? Oh my god, really? I might be completely wrong. Is this TK? This is TK. Oh my, that's TK. Oh my god, okay. Is that is wild. I wasn't expecting TK to make My Hero Academia opening. Wow. Okay. Okay, that is. Oh yeah, that is insane. Yo, this is one of the best openings. That was really good. Okay. Oh wait, that one hero is coming. Like from America, they're coming, I think. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Damn, it's years. Oh no. Hey. Oh Lord. Wow. So this is becoming worldwide with the whole thing that's happening in. Damn. Oh, there she is. This girl. Star. I think her name is like Star and Stripes, isn't it? Yeah? Yeah, we saw this in the final episode. She's so cool. Yeah, and All Might was in. Oh, so, wait, so All Might was her master. Makes sense. He was in America for, I think a few years. I don't remember how long. Oh god, here we go. Oh, short term goal. Mid term goal. Hmm. I think the greatest. Oh, damn. Like themselves or others. Hmm. Oh, that's what he's planning. I wonder what her quirk is. I'm sure we'll get to know that. Oh. Hmm. Liberate the paranormals. Spinner is our advocate. Wow. All the heteromorph. Hmm. Vanguard Action Support Squad. Oh. Tch. Oh, Himiko's there. Oh, Holstein. Yeah. Wow. That's the plan. Okay. Oh, I was like, what is that? Endeavor. Oh, they're planning. They're meeting up with, yeah. All right. What's happening? It's him. Who? Shigaraki? Oh my god, he's already here. What the hell? Right. Not really, but kind of, I guess. Yeah, he himself doesn't know at this point. He's just. Hmm. Love how she's just standing on a jet. Nah, he's not, but yeah. Oh, his hand. He doesn't even need to do that nowadays. He can just. Okay. Attack! At least one hair. Damn. Yeah, well. Oh god, there we go. Whoa, what is it? Wait, what? What type of quirk is this? Wait, what? So he cannot speak as well? New order. Rule onto a target by touching it. Wow. Yeah, interesting. Oh wow, this is gonna blast it out. Yeah. Okay, calm down. Oh no no no! They're gonna just get shot down. Oh, she changed the rule of the laser. Can be held. Okay. No, she used another one, so I think that's why it's not working on the first one. Oh my god! Oh, for two targets only. One is continuously used on myself. Ah. Oh, that's why. So she can. Okay. Japanese student. Oh, was it All Might? Oh, yeah, it was All Might. The two tubs of hair. Oh, is that why she also has the two tough? Oh, she has eight. Never mind. Oh no, if he touches her. Oh, so he cannot use. Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, he cannot do anything. Damn. Yeah, this. No, wait, what? Oh no. He's all what? All for one is taking over. So he's not Tomono Shigaraki now. It'll not work on him. Yeah, so it might not work on him now. Yeah, it won't work. Oh, this is bad. Oh. Oh. Uh, it's his. Oh! Yeah, you need to get information about him first. Hmm. You're right. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. She could have done that. No limit on how much I can. On the other hand, awards alone can. Oh, I see. But yeah, she did that. She literally touching air. Naming the target. Yeah, because he called him Tomura Shigaraki. But she doesn't know that you have. Hmm. Oh wow. Yeah, true. Control two targets at once. Hmm. Ah. Akbar. Okay. Shaped into a. Whoa! Yeah. Oh my god. So she can literally use air as a force. Damn. Okay. Combined to one. Oh my god. That's a very interesting way to use her ability. Right. It should be there soon. Endeavor and all of them. Is that all right? Yeah. Cassie. Wow. Damn. Okay, this started in an interesting way. Mm, okay. This is that Akbar. I think that's his name. Yeah. No, that was Spinner. Never mind. For a moment, I was. Oh. Oh my god. Hmm. There you go. That was the first episode of season 7. And we have met Star and Stripes. And her quirk is very interesting. She can literally impose a rule on whatever she touches. So basically, since she's touching air, she can literally say that, oh, this part of the air is not going to work. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So she can use it 2 times. One she uses on her own body, and the other one she uses like she needs. That is why, we saw she that part where she uses that big air like humanoid thing and uses it to punch Shigaraki, and then she also uses the laser. The first one was the first one. I think the first rule that she imposed was on the air and made it like that, and the second rule that she imposed was on herself for being able to hold the no for the second rule she imposed was on the laser so that she can hold it. She said that this laser could be held, you know. So that is why she was able to use that big thing, like that big air like thing, to hold the laser and use it like a sword. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. So she can use it. So she can use like two. Like that's like her maximum, I think, limit. Like two rules she can put on two different things. Something like that. I think so. That is why, and you know, Shigaraki was literally like deconstructing her whole quirk in his head. He was like, oh, this is what's happening. So you know, he was trying to figure out the rules of how it goes. I'm going to read that whole section because he brings out a few very interesting points that can be deciphered from the way she uses her quirks, and it kind of made sense. A few of the things that he said, like it was very good deduction, I guess you could say. The way he was able to deduce a lot of the things just by seeing her use her quirk once or twice. You know, for example, he was thinking about whether, like, since he doesn't know what he himself is, that's why it didn't work on him. So what about, as she was saying, like he was saying, my dog. You know, my dog has a name, but the dog might not know that that's his name, isn't it? So will that work on him? Like, how does it work like that? Inanimate objects, you know, like we humans name inanimate objects. A stone is called a stone because we have named it a stone, you know. So will that, how does that work then? You know, because in reality a stone isn't really a stone because, you know, we are the ones who named it. So how does that work? So he was thinking of all these things in his head and trying to decipher how it works. You know, he wasn't able to come to a proper conclusion, but he's like, oh, I need to test this out, you know, and things like that he was thinking. So yeah, her work is very powerful if you think about it. You know, like it's literally, you can literally do anything with anything that you touch. So yeah, that's what's going on. Also, a few other things we get to know. For example, we get to know the whole paranormal, like liberation, that whole thing, where you know, uh, uh, yeah, All For One is making Spinner like the head now of that whole thing. He will be like the symbol of the group. Now that, you know, Redestro is been captured and all that. So the, especially like the villains, not villains, but the people like who are like heteromorphs, who has gone through a lot of discrimination and stuff, they are now rising up and they're like, yeah, he is our symbol, because you know Spinner is just also one of the heteromorphs, and he is like being their like symbol, and everyone's like rallying behind him. And All For One is like, you will be the one who will be assisting Shigaraki in this whole thing. So you know, that whole thing, that thing is going on over there. And then we also have where's that part? What was it? Oh yeah, the whole flashback of Star and Stripes, her coming to Japan when she was a kid and meeting All Might over there. I think that's what she says. Yeah, you know, like she's like that 2 tuft of hairs. That's what I remember. And that's why she's like, that's why I have 8 tufts of hair. Oh my god. Right. And yeah, so there you go. That's what's going on here. So let's see how this goes. She really seems extremely strong, but I feel like without having any type of information, you know, because here, for example, she went too close to Shigaraki for, you know, she was confident that she like said that, oh, this is Tomura Shigaraki, if he moves his heart will stop. She was confident that yeah, she cannot move, but she didn't completely know the whole situation. That's why she didn't know that Shigaraki himself is kind of unsure about his own identity, who he is. As he says, am I All For One? Am I Tomura Shigaraki? What type of entity am I? You know, so he's kind of thinking like that. So he himself doesn't know about himself. That's why it didn't work on him. You know, So these type of things, like I said, like she's very strong, but she definitely needs more information. But nothing you can do about it because Shigaraki literally ambushed her before she's even able to come. She's literally en route to Japan, and Shigaraki just ambushed her. So what to even do in this type of situation? Like yeah. So it's a big disadvantage that she got into because she doesn't have full information on Shigaraki. That's why that was very risky, I would say. Like going that close to Shigaraki, being confident that yeah, he cannot do much because I've put a restriction on him, but then realizing it's not working on him because of some reason that she has no clue about. So yeah, like, but either way, let's see how this goes. And like backup is on the way, I guess. Like Endeavor, like Best Genius, all of them are coming in this direction. um and yeah, let's see. Okay. And also in the end we get to see how that person, he gave the permission for her to use the, I think, like the Tiamat, I think that's what they called it, those missiles. So he's like, yeah, we have to take care of this person immediately because this isn't like Japan's problem anymore. This is the whole world's problem at this point of time. So yeah, right. Okay, that is it, I think. Yeah, that was today's episode. Really good start. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, now that was my initial impressions on this episode. Now let me go through this episode scene by scene. Let me see if I missed anything that is worthy of discussion. Okay, the very first scene, we get to see that a little part where Midoriya's home and he's thinking about the whole, like the whole thing that happened, how Ochako helped him out. Not only Ochako, every single person in in his class, the whole UA, they helped make a place for him here. And all the other, we saw that what happened in season 6, in the end of season 6, when Midoriya went rogue, and then when like all the citizens, the civilians, they were all like, oh, like we shouldn't allow him this and that, like all that stuff that was happening. And then Ochako and everyone else was like he's just a student, he's trying his best, so please give him, like let him stay here. And yeah, so he's remembering all of that. And he remembers Gran Torino's words as well, as to sometimes how killing is also an effective way of saving someone. While Midoriya wants to save Shigaraki, he is also, like now he's thinking like the Gran Torino's word, like is really killing him going to save him? Because at this point, this is a very interesting question. It's a very interesting question worth thinking about. Is that what Gran Torino said, that sometimes killing someone is a way of saving him? When does that type of situation come into play? When someone is too far gone, and when you realize this is the only thing that this person knows, and in no other way there are any ways that he could redeem himself. Even if he could redeem himself, it's not possible. He's just so far gone down the lane that it's in no way can you come back up again, even if it is so usually what does saving someone mean? Saving someone in these type of situation usually means making the other person realize what they're doing wrong, and making them revert back into a good person, and make them what's that word, make them that what's that word, oh my god, I forgot that word. When someone does something good um, to make sure, oh my god, what the hell, like sometimes this happens, words go out of my head. When someone does something, when someone bad person does something, obviously doing something good won't revert the bad things you have done, but at least they can do something to make up for it and be a better person. That thing, that there's a particular word for it. It's not coming in my head at this point. Anyways, yeah, so what was I saying? I was saying that sometimes someone is too far gone that usually helping someone, saving someone means you bring them out of that place and make them like, like do make up for the bad deeds they have done. But sometimes what happens is like someone is too far gone that that cannot be possible. That person doesn't even know or want to come out of that place, and in no way can you save them like that. So what do you do in that kind of situation? And that is what Gran Torino told him, that saving that person, especially that type of person, means sometimes might mean killing them. So now Deku is thinking, like, is Shigaraki that far gone? Will I have to kill him to ultimately save him? Or something like that. So I think, at least I think that Gran Torino's, like, the thing that he said applies perfectly to Tomura Shigaraki, because I genuinely think he's too far gone. Like, he, not only him, like, but most of the people in from the League of Villains are just too far gone. Yeah, they had their, like, their life was very bad. They had went through a lot of bad things, a lot of discrimination. Some people went through a lot of bad, like, memories, and all these things that we know, like a lot of abuse and stuff. So yeah, they weren't at fault there. Obviously, what happened to them was very unfortunate. But what happened? What was more unfortunate was that all for one took advantage of that and decided to make them into this organization. And here in this organization, they are like, oh, we can be free here, nobody judges us. So for them, this is like their little family, and they want to destroy the world, and that's what like that's what's going on. So in a way, if you think about it like that, like, they were never at the beginning, no, like, none of them were at fault. They had bad upbringing, or not, like, they had like a lot of trouble, some situations. All for one took advantage of it and made them like this. So originally they aren't at fault, but from that point onwards they have done a lot of bad things, if you think about it. And we also know they are so far gone, and so that they cannot be brought back into the good path, because they're just so far gone, and then they themselves will never try to come back into the correct path as well. They don't know how to do it. So for people like these, I think Gran Torino's words make sense. Like, killing them will be the ultimate form of saving them. In no way can you save these people. And I want to see which direction this show goes, because honestly speaking, I feel like especially in shonen, this is one thing that is extremely overplayed, is that villains becoming good people. Like, a lot of shows like does this. And it and seeing this, I get the feeling that in no way can you change Shigaraki and all these people. How can you make these characters, these bad characters, good? You cannot. It's literally impossible. So I feel like this might actually go in a direction that usually isn't really like, usually shonen shows doesn't really go towards, is that actually killing the enemies, and like ending them, and that's how they'll save them. I'm not sure. That's why I'm saying, like, and I want to see which direction this show goes. If it becomes like, again, one of those, like, oh, I saved you, now you're a good person, like that kind of thing. I don't know, like, because I'm just too used to that in shonen shows nowadays, that I literally feel like that's what's going to happen. Like, I see I see like an enemy character, and I'm like, oh, he's probably going to become one of our friends in the future, especially in the very first, like, few episodes of a show. Later, as time goes on, the enemy characters become more and more dangerous, and it goes to a point of no return. But the characters, especially in the very first part of shonen shows, a lot of the enemies become good characters, if you think about it. But Shigaraki and his group of characters has been there from the very first day, and they're still continuing. So I feel like they are probably in a type of situation where they're too far gone and they cannot be saved. And that's what I think, at least. So I don't know how they're going to deal with this. And you can also see how Deku's also like, Deku is the type of person who always wants to, like, help people out and save them. He himself is thinking about this, that is really, like, killing him the way to save him. after hearing Gran Torino. So yeah, this should be interesting. I'm genuinely curious how they're going to go with this, and how this is going to proceed. So let's wait and see. Anyways, either way, that's that. And then the opening song, I was not expecting TK to do the opening song. That was a very good surprise. And then we are here in the airport, I think. Yeah. No, wait. This was a hangar in America, I think. Yeah. Brightman Air Force Base. Yeah. And we see here, like, like a few people were watching the news, and there's like a US reporter, I think, in Japan, covering the whole story. And these goons, these like people come in, and they're like, oh, what are you doing, bro? You like, you're coming here and trying to, and I'm guessing they probably hurt that guy, or I don't know what they did, probably killed him or something. And the camera goes like, completely off. So here the people who were watching that, they were like, what the hell is this? Like, and they're like, we should immediately send people to take care of the whole thing. Here we go. We have the means to send heroes to Japan in just 2 or 3 hours. So, like stuff like that. And here in comes this lady, Star and Stripes, and she's like, then will you take me, bros? Yeah. So there you go. And that is where the journey began. So Star and Stripe is on her way towards Japan. And she says like, Master is in trouble. Master obviously being All Might. And that is how it began. And then we get to see a little glimpse of Alpha 1 in his base, talking to Spinner. And okay, Spinner says we could have won by leaving the country as well. However, Alpha 1 says that winning the game of hide and seek was just a short-term goal. Gaining possession of One for All is a mid-term goal. And he's like, it's not the final goal. And he's like, I've planned for a very long life. And right now, Samantis is facing the greatest challenge and greatest opportunity of my life. And he says, I have a lot of friends worldwide. And he says, like, if I tell those friends, All Might might have eradicated the crime in Japan, but as a whole world, it's different. Once I give them an order, they'll wreak havoc in all countries and will eventually have to decide whether to protect themselves or others. Okay, what's the challenge and opportunity you mentioned? Okay, so he says, Star and Stripe, the strongest woman, is the hero that reigns in the land of the free and the home of the heroes. So that's the opportunity. She won't bother with any pretty tricks. I'm taking a gamble. I'll be quite the hassle if she gets in our way, but if I can take her quirk. So that is his plan for now. Obviously he's going to use Shigaraki to do that. And he's like, Spinner, you have to also take action now. From here on out, you will be the one to support Tomura Shigaraki with the battles, And he talks about how, his life was nothing, but now he is something. You can spin and weave the future just like your name suggests. Right. And obviously people had made, or especially the heteromorphs, they have made Spinner like their symbol. And they're like obviously seeing Spinner as Stain, I guess you could say, because yeah, I guess that makes sense. And over there, Skeptic is also like, okay, Skeptic is like doing something else. Wait a minute. There we go. Skeptic, who is unharmed, said this. Press on with the liberation. Eliminate a remaining resistance from the old regime and work to fulfill Redistro's revolution. Gather the warriors and go about it the most convenient way for you all. The League may be an irritating bunch, but joining them is an opportunity we cannot pass up. So yeah, Skeptic is thinking of this other plan. The people that Redistro regarded as a ray of light. Whether the League of Villains will become true liberators or not is of no importance. Hold them in high regard. We will be the ones to take them to higher ground. And once Tomura Shigaraki brings everything to destruction, we will sow the seeds of our future. Yeah, so there you go. That's his plan. Basically, just for now, he doesn't know whether the League of Villains will be able to do anything, but take them up, make them the symbol of the villainy or whatever. And yeah, that's the plan for now. Either way, while all this is happening, we get to see Hawks, Endeavor, and they are like on their way, and they get information that Shigaraki has already attacked Star and Stripes. So here we go. Shigaraki is just standing, and Star and Stripes is on the way. So they're like, "Is that the dude, the one who has, who's doing all of this?" Obviously, they don't have much information, but they do know his name is Tomura Shigaraki, and they're like, "All right, let's do this then. Let's like," and the people in the fighter jets, the pilots, they were like saying that, "What do we do? Should we engage or should we evade?" And Star and Stripes was like, "Let's do it. Perfect opportunity." And she literally says, like, "Fight for me. Give your lives. I'll make sure your remains are returned to your family." And there you go. And while all of this is happening, Shigaraki is like, "Who am I? What am I? Am I all for one? Am I me? What is happening?" Just, in his head. So he uses his radio waves and all that, and okay. So Star and Stripes uses her quirk. So she says, what does she says? Air, I think. "From this moment, air does not exist anywhere in the 100-meter area ahead of me." And obviously she's literally touching air, so it makes sense. It works like that. And there's like a star vacuum that is created, and Shigaraki's, it's no air, she cannot breathe properly. Okay, Star and Stripe, her quirk is New Order. Allows her to impose a rule onto a target by touching it and calling out its name. In this case, he touched the air, imposed a rule that it cannot exist within a designated space, which removed air from that area. Yeah. Okay, so after that she uses like the laser cannon, or she doesn't, but the airplanes use the cannon to attack, but it doesn't work. At first they were like, "Oh, we did it," but then we see Shigaraki literally reflects it back. This part I think is very interesting. Reflect and scatter. What happens here is that I think she touches the laser and she says, "Laser, this laser can be held." Is that why? Like, I was expecting every other fighter plane except the one she was standing on to just get struck down by that laser, because you saw here it reflects and scatters and gets. Oh no, they all dodged it, I think. I'm not really sure, because I was expecting all the other fighter planes to just go down immediately because they would be hit by that and just that, but I think they all dodged it, didn't they? Yeah, only the one that she was on, she was able to grab that and say laser could be held. Yeah, and there you go. That's what happened. Okay, so then after that, okay, so she says, "Let's use the superpower to maneuver through the air." Punches him. Okay, at any given time I can only set rules for 2 different targets. Here we go. One is continuously used on myself. I can muster up super strength like All Might, but it's enough. Okay, so she uses one rule on herself to enhance her power and makes it herself so strong. Makes sense, because we kind of forget most of the time, but All Might is so powerful because of his quirk. Like no human being can reach that level of power. you know so that is why, since Star and Stripes is here, is very strong as well, we can see that it makes sense, since she doesn't have All Might's quirk, but she uses her quirk to do a little tweak on it and tweaks herself to be stronger. I think that's right, and that is why she can, since she's constantly powering herself up, she can only impose rule on one other thing. Is that what it is? Let me know. And that is why later on, when she uses that part where she uses the laser, since she was the one who held it, it worked because she was also using it on herself, or something like that. I'm not really sure. I'm going to go to that part because that is the only part where I see she uses the quirk into two objects, two different things. So here, since she says she's continuously powering herself up, how did that work then? How could she use it on two things? I'm going to go to that part and properly try to understand it. Anyways, for now, what she said is that she uses one on herself to continuously power her up, and the other one she uses it on other stuff. Okay, a long time ago, and here she talks about her past. I was saved by a Japanese student studying over. Oh, wait. Okay, I made a mistake here. It's not that she went to Japan. She was in America. All Might was in Japan as a Japanese student studying abroad. Okay, I see. Alright, that was my mistake. I thought she went to Japan. Never mind. I was saved by a Japanese student studying abroad, and obviously it was All Might. My family and we were on our way to Santa Monica Pier. Robber on the run and came and attacked our car. Yeah, and then All Might came and defeated them. I will never forget. Yeah, those two tufts of hair. And she's like, that's why I have 8. He's my beloved mentor. Here's the thing. She says Kokoro no Shi, which means the master of my, I think, Kokoro no Shi. Yeah, like her convictions and ideal. He's the master of her in that regard. So I'm guessing All Might wasn't really her master, or she didn't really teach her anything, but she considers All Might as her master of her spirit. Something like that. That's why he said. I feel like, let me know if I'm correct in understanding this. She says here, Kokoro no Shi. The subtitle here is he's my beloved mentor. I think that's the wrong subtitle. Let me know if I'm correct or incorrect. Because Kokoro no Shi, I think that's what she means by it, doesn't she? He isn't really her master by the way he trained her or anything. Not like that. But she considers him to be her master spiritually. Spiritually, his nobles, his nobility, his convictions, that is what she looks up to. Something like that, I think. That's why I'm saying, let me know if I'm correct in understanding this, or, because, there's two different things. If, one is that All Might actually trained her, and that's why she calls him her master or mentor, or she considers him her mentor in a spiritual way, because she looks up to him as, the one who made her who she is, gave her the convictions that she has now. Something like that. I think that's what it is. To display my commitment of contributing to even greater peace, I have 8 tufts of it. She's like, yeah, he had 2, but I'm going to make this world even more peaceful. So I have 8 tufts of hair. Wait, does she really have 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She has more than that, doesn't she? I'm not really sure. She looks like a Super Saiyan. Oh my god. And Shigaraki's like, not this All Might again. No, how long will I have to hear his name? Star and Stripes is like, that's why he's called the symbol of peace, because that's why. Okay, so here is where she grabs Shigaraki and she's like, I've imposed a rule on you. If Tomoe Shigaraki moves even an inch, his heart will stop. Okay, here's where the problem strikes. Inside of Shigaraki, he himself doesn't know who he is. Is he Shigaraki? Is he All for One? And All for One is taking over almost. And Shigaraki's like, no, stop, you cannot, take over from me, and trying to struggle. Seeing that, Star and Stripes realizes that it didn't work on him, and she's like, what the hell, it's not working? Was that not his name? You know. So she kind of jumps back and she's like, I don't understand, like it didn't work on him. So is she not Tomura Shigaraki? Like, what's happening? Okay, so Shigaraki here is like, I think I understand New Order a little bit now. So I'm going to read this part because I need to understand. There's a few things Shigaraki says which kind of deduces as to the rules and regulations behind New Order. Okay, here we go. America's #1 hero, Star and Stripe. Her quirk is observed by the government and details about it are confidential, okay? By touching a target and saying its name, she can impose any rule she chooses. Okay, it's an exorbitant power that goes beyond the definition of a general quirk. True, it's literally powers like a god would have. But I learned a few things through the battle just now. So here we go. There's a limit to powering up a living thing or a physical body. Yeah, makes sense. If there was no limit, she wouldn't have hesitated to crush my head with one blow. True, she can power herself up only to a certain degree, because if that wasn't the case, she could have easily punched him and his head could have gone poof. That didn't happen. You know, there you go. There's a limiter. Okay, there you go, #1. Now, this next one. If Tomura Shigaraki moves even an inch, his heart will stop. That's what she said. Those words revealed that there's no limit to how much it can weaken a body. Okay. For example, it's like a barometer where she can freely choose the maximum limit. On the other hand, oh, wait. So he's saying that, wait a minute. So he's saying that there's a limit where she limits herself and her strength. Otherwise, she could have just killed him with one punch. So there's a limit to her own strengthening that she did. However, when she imposed that rule on Shigaraki, he said that there's no limit to that. Those words revealed there's no limit to how much it can weaken a body. So weakening a body is fine. There's no limit to it, but strengthening your own body, there's a limit to it. Okay. Or something like that. For example, it's like a barometer where she can freely choose the maximum limit. So she's the one who issues the limits or chooses the limits or the maximum. On the other hand, she didn't say you will die if you touch the air within this range. Her words alone cannot impose rules on things that she has not touched. But wasn't she touching the air? I don't understand this part though. He says that okay. He says that she didn't say you'll die if you touch the air within this range. Her words alone cannot impose rules on things she has not touched. But she's literally touching air. Couldn't she say that, yeah, like, you know, like the air that you're touching, if you touch the air, it's going to kill you? And if she said that, couldn't he have immediately died because he's literally touching air? Oh, wait a minute. Was she in the vacuum when she was doing that? No, she wasn't in the vacuum. The vacuum thing went away way early. Okay. Okay, I don't understand this part because, like, Shigaraki is saying that she cannot impose rules on things she has not touched, but she's literally touching the air. So I don't understand that. Like, she literally did that a few moments ago when she made the air a vacuum. So couldn't he do the same and say that, oh, this air that is touching, if it touches you, you'll die? Or perhaps they can, but it won't be as effective. However, the rules allow her to vacuum the air and manipulate the laser. She has a lot of freedom to control non-living things. Yeah, that's the true essence of New Order. The different levels of power between living and non-living, and the action of naming the object. Okay, so this thing is also very interesting, which Shigaraki says here. The rule she imposed on me wasn't effective because I'm not the one who she thinks I am. Miss Star touched me, thinking I was Tobana Shigaraki, but right now I'm not even aware who I really am. So he's confused about himself. So so it's like that's why it didn't work on me. When calling the name of a living thing with a sense of self, both parties' understanding of the name must be in agreement. True, he has a sense of self. That's why there wasn't an agreement between what he thinks of himself or what she thought of him. So it didn't work. Make sense? With inanimate objects, Miss Star can impose any rule on them with her one-sided understanding. Because the rock, for example, it doesn't have a sense of self. So that's why she can be like, oh, this thing. It works like that. Because she's the only one who has a sense of self. It works. That's why she can easily manipulate like inanimate objects. She can only control 2 targets at once. What about the range? What about my dog, Mon? Will rules work if she calls him by the name Mon? Or will it not? Because, obviously, I'm pretty sure Mon-chan has no idea her name is Mon-chan. Or maybe some dogs do, What about that type of situation? For example, let's take a dog who, a newborn dog, like a very, like a little puppy who still has no idea what her name is. And you've given her name like I don't know, like Daisy or something. You're like, oh, Daisy, come here. Daisy doesn't understand her name is Daisy. She's just like, oh, what the hell? What's happening? And then we have Mon-chan, who is a dog who has been called Mon-chan for a long time. And you call her, oh, Mon-chan, come here. And Mon-chan comes, and Mon-chan knows that her name is Mon-chan. So there's Daisy, who doesn't know her name is Daisy. And then there's Mon-chan, who knows her name is Mon-chan. So will it work on Mon-chan because she understands her name is Mon-chan? What about Daisy then? Like, all these, like, I can understand what she's trying to say here. So he's like, yeah, I'm too bothered by this, how much I want to test out what the quirk is about. Either way, while he was thinking of all of that, they're like, what should we do, Star and Stripes? And she's like, we have to use that. So they need like an order for that. Anyways, and like here we get to see how when she recruited these guys, she was like, let's risk our lives together, brothers. And that's how she recruited all of them into her little group. Okay, so here is where she starts her counterattack. So she says like, the air will be shaped into a form 1,000 times my size. Okay, here we go. I need to understand this. This is the first rule she imposed on the air. So number 1, used. Okay. So there's a big her in the air. She punches and it hits Shigaraki. Okay, it's pointless to accumulate more damage because she's just going to regenerate. But he won't tell her his name, so... Okay, so she claps like this. It's like pressuring her. Pressuring him. The lasers come in. And here we go. This is number 2. The number 2 rule she imposes. The lasers will combine into one. So yeah, so she uses, the lasers all combined into one, she uses her big like self to grab that laser. So that was the number 2nd rule. First rule was her big like self in the air. 2nd rule was all the lasers combined into one. She grabs it and does it. Okay, so there you go, it makes sense now. So those were the 2 rules. So one was the laser, the 2nd one was her like big self in the air. Okay, so she's like just doing this. It's hitting her, Shigaraki, but like he's like barely stopping him from regenerating. So we need more firepower. How do we do that? Okay, so here she contacts this person. I'm guessing her superior or something. And he's like, alright, let's do it then. I contacted Japan, there should be soon enough. You're not bound by rules and you do as please. That's what make our country shine bright. And we have see a little like picture of All Might and her, and then we have this other person. So she's like, this is the villain that even All Might couldn't do anything. It's time to surpass him. Gashi. Okay, so the missiles come in. They're called Tiamat, and they're going towards them. So I'm guessing, like that is the extra firepower they'll try to use on Shigaraki to completely destroy him. I don't think it's going to go that easy, but let's wait and see. Anyways, and that was today's episode. That was the first episode of this season. A really good start, really strong start, and let's see how it goes. Now, like I said, I understand most of the things. There's only one part I don't understand, is where that part, which I was like talking about. Like the part where that part which I was talking about, where wait a minute, I even forgot that whole thing. Just a minute. That limit thing which Shigaraki was trying to decipher, that whole imposing rules, and that whole how much she can limit herself, and that part, I can understand kind of. Then there comes this part where is it, the whole vacuum thing that he says, like the air, like couldn't she just say that the air that I'm touching, if it touches, because that's what Shigaraki says, but Shigaraki says that it won't work like that. She didn't say you'll die to touch the air within the range. She can impose rules on things she has not touched, but she's literally touching the air. I don't understand that. But anyways, I don't know, because she even a few moments ago she used the vacuum, like she used the air and called the air's name and said, air, like you won't work in this 100 yards in front of me. That thing that she did, couldn't she have done the same thing and say that air, the one that is touching Shigaraki, it'll kill you or something like that? Couldn't she have said that? And I don't know, I'm not really sure. Anyways, that's the only part I'm not really clear about. Other than that, I feel like everything was very clear. Okay, and there you go. That was it. That was a great episode. Like I said, her quirk seems crazy. It's a bit overpowered, I feel like. But yeah, let's wait and see how this goes. So that is it. Thanks for watching, guys. This was my reaction to the first episode of season 7. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of My Hero Academia season 7. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.